Hello and welcome back to another episode. This is the very last part of the 4-part series looking at successful businesses and taking the techniques that have made them so successful and learning how to apply it to your online business. Today's business that I am going to walk through is Red Bull. Now, whether or not you agree with energy drinks, that's not the point here, but there's so much to be learned from Red Bull, and the Red Bull effect is building community. Red Bull markets a lifestyle, not just a product. So, what you want to do is align your business with a lifestyle or a set of values that your target audience, aka your ideal customer, aspires to. Now, this could involve sponsoring different events, creating content, collaborating with influencers or other creators who embody the lifestyle that you want to associate your brand with, and also just making sure that you are a living, breathing example of what it is that you teach and preach. Also, making sure that your offers are about achieving a particular goal or lifestyle and not just about like the logistics of the offer itself. It's not just the fact that it's a course that has 10 modules. It's like, what is the ultimate result or transformation that people are wanting to get to, and then selling that. Now, how can you bring this to life inside of your content and in your business? The first thing that I want you to think about is how can you sell the lifestyle that your offers provide? Meaning, how can you sell the lifestyle of what is the outcome or result that people want to achieve? What is that transformation that people are looking to have? And that end goal, that is what you want to sell. And if you look at Red Bull's content, it's actually really interesting. You will rarely actually see their product mentioned inside of their content. It's in the background of their content. You'll see that Red Bull is sponsoring things, but what is the lifestyle that they're selling people on? You'll see people breaking world records and doing stunts and running races and taking on challenges and just people reaching new heights. And Red Bull carefully aligns its brand with specific lifestyle that's centered around adventure and extreme sports and like high energy activities. And again, if you look at their feed, you'll see like within an instant what I'm talking about. And they do this by consistently showcasing that type of lifestyle, right? Like the thrilling and aspirational content. And they really create an emotional connection with their audience because that's what their audience is looking for, right? Now, for me, if I were to post that type of content, not going to resonate, right? Because that's not what my ideal audience is looking for. It's probably not even what your ideal audience is looking for, but it works really well for them because that is what their ideal audience is looking for. And so they're able to create an emotional connection with their audience by showcasing this lifestyle. And so this association makes Red Bull much more than just a beverage. It actually becomes a symbol of like excitement and vitality and like pushing the boundaries, and again, like people reaching new heights, which is so powerful. And I think that it's such a unique marketing concept to market to the lifestyle, and that lifestyle marketing to, when you do that and you market to the lifestyle that people are wanting, right? And that's the key piece there. It actually needs to make sense for your ideal client. But when you market to that lifestyle, it does create that emotional connection. When people feel emotionally connected to a brand, they are so much more likely to purchase from that brand, and not just purchase one time, but like to be a lifelong customer of that brand. Now, how can you implement this into your business? How can you sell the lifestyle that your offer provides? Let's just say that you put eyelash extensions on your clients. The lifestyle that you might sell, and there's a lot of different lifestyles. I'm just going to give one lifestyle for each of these examples, but the lifestyle that you might sell is rolling out of bed and looking like a snack because your eyelashes are already done, right? You maybe don't even have to get ready and you just roll out of bed and you're just like, again, you're looking like a snack, right? That's the lifestyle that you're going to sell to people, right? Is waking up and like being ready for the day. Now, let's just say that you help moms who homeschool. The lifestyle that you might sell is being able to teach your kids while on vacation and while you're traveling the world, they're able to learn. And then you're making life lessons, school lessons. And now let's just say that you're a yoga instructor. The lifestyle that you might sell is having a form of exercise that people actually enjoy, and one that makes it easier for them to get out of bed because they enjoy it, right? They're excited to do it, but also because maybe their joints don't hurt as much because they're doing yoga. And that also probably means that they get to do more of what they love, like hiking, for example, because their body is stronger and their joints don't hurt, right? Now, the last example, let's just say that you're a social media manager. The lifestyle that you might sell to your client is waking up and not having to scramble to put together a post last minute because you forgot that you don't have any content. And then you spend an hour or two of your morning scrambling to get this up, and then you post it and it wasn't thought out or strategic. They're not having to worry about that because as a social media manager, everything is taken care of for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what is the physical representation of the emotional aspect that you help people with? Let me repeat that. What is the physical representation of the emotional aspect that you help people with? Yes, confidence. You might help people with confidence, but what does that look like manifested in someone's life? Like, when was the last time that your ideal client felt confident? And this doesn't have to do with I don't even know how to say that. It doesn't have to do with your business necessarily, but just thinking about the last time that they felt confident. And you might even ask that on your Instagram stories. And most people are probably not going to be like super open with this, but like thinking about that in the sense of like, when was the last time you felt confident? Okay, maybe the last time that I felt confident was, when I got my makeup done for, I don't know, some sort of event that I was going to. Okay, you can use that, like, you can use that in your marketing, right? So instead of just saying, oh, my offer helps you to feel more confident, it's like the type of confidence, like when you get your makeup done by a professional when you're going to an event. You know what I'm saying? That's a different type of marketing where it's like that physical representation of the emotional aspect of what you help people with. Another example is, yes, you might help people with like peace of mind. What does that actually look like manifested in someone's life? An example of that of a physical representation might be the last time that someone felt peace of mind was like when their entire house was organized and everything was in its right place and everything had its label and maybe all of the kids were asleep, like that type of peace of mind. And you're not going to, now that might have nothing to do with your offer, but you might say in your offer, like, this offer is going to give you peace of mind. The service is going to give you peace of mind. The kind of peace of mind, like when you've put the kids to bed and your entire house is in the places that it should be. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, like the physical representation of the most emotional aspect. So that's what you want to think about there is, I guess, the first part, the question being, how can you sell the lifestyle that your offer provides? And then number two is, how can you present the emotional aspect that you help people with inside of your offer as a physical representation, which is going to come back to that lifestyle. Now, the next thing that I want you to think about and how you can take this Red Bull effect and apply it to your online business is, what stories can you tell that will create more community connection, right? Red Bull is all about telling stories. It's about telling these stories of people who are pushing the edge, who are doing things creatively, who are reaching new heights and breaking new boundaries. And so all these stories are what are getting people to feel that emotional connection. And so it's not just like the lifestyle, but it's like the actual stories of these lifestyles. And thinking about the stories that you can tell of your own life and maybe even stories of your client's life that you can tell that's going to help people to feel more emotionally connected to your brand. And so what I was saying with Red Bull is they tap into emotions and aspirations rather than just focusing on, here are my product features of, hey, I guess in the sense of Red Bull, if I was selling Red Bull, which I'd never even drank Red Bull, so this is going to be pretty hard, but like, it's not just like, hi, this is a can that's 8 ounces that's going to give you energy, right? Like, that's selling the features of it. It's like, how can you tap into the emotions and aspirations that come from and that are a byproduct of your product, aka your offer, which is going to be your course, your your ebook, one-on-one coaching, all that good stuff. And then from there, once they tap into that emotion, they're going to implement that. They're going to infuse that into their content so that their content evokes feelings of thrill and inspiration and empowerment, which resonates again deeply with their target audience, their ideal client, because that's what their ideal client is looking for. And so again, that emotional connection creates a really strong brand affinity that extends beyond the product itself. And so this is how you create a business and an offer that is more than just like content on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you create a legacy is basically what I'm saying. I would say that Red Bull has created a legacy for their brand. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can you create that for your brand? And that is pretty deep. That's going way beyond the surface level of like, how can you touch on emotions? Like, how can you create a legacy? But I would say that that is something that is, it's just good to think about. Okay, the next thing is, does your life represent your message? Does your life, the way that you live your life, represent your message? Message meaning your values, your beliefs, and the lifestyle that you want other people to be able to achieve as well. And if someone followed you around with a video camera all day long and you had no idea, that someone was videoing you all day long, and you watched that back and your community watched that back, would your life be a reflection of your beliefs, of that message? Do you do what you say you're going to do? Do you just talk the talk and not walk the walk? Or do you talk the talk and walk the walk? And that is the embodiment piece, right? And you want to showcase that on social media. Now, does that mean that every single aspect of your life needs to be on video camera all day long? Absolutely not, right? There are going to be certain aspects of your life where it makes sense for you to bring those up on social media, whether that be on your stories or in your content, because those specific things are the main pieces that showcase you talking the talk and walking the walk, right? So that embodiment piece. Now, the last thing that I'm going to say here is something that I mentioned earlier is you could collaborate with influencers or other content creators or other business owners who embody the lifestyle that you want to associate your brand with. So what you could do is you can borrow other people's brands to expedite your own brand and like the lifestyle and the community that you want to build through collaboration. But you want to make sure that you're collaborating with people who embody the lifestyle that you want to associate your brand with and the values that you want to associate your brand with. It's not just go out and collaborate with any person on the internet and create collaborative offers and collaborative reels with just anyone. It's like getting really strategic with looking at, does that person embody the lifestyle that I want to associate my brand with, right? The lifestyle that I want to sell to my customer, right? The lifestyle that they ultimately want. And that's the thing, is like, it's not just like the lifestyle that you want, it's what is the lifestyle that your ideal client wants. That's what you need to be selling. That's what you need to be marketing through your content. Now, not every single piece of content needs to be this. Obviously, Red Bull is Red Bull. And does that mean that you need to have every single piece of content be aspirational and selling just the lifestyle and not educational or anything like that? No, that's not at all what I'm saying. But like thinking about like simple and small ways you can start to infuse this into your content and really sell that lifestyle to people. Really think about who you can collaborate with that's going to help you to expedite your brand. Thinking about the stories that will help you to create more of emotional connection, and really thinking about what are ways that you can bring forth how you're embodying what it is that you're teaching and preaching to your community through your content. So that is it for this 4-part series. I hope that you absolutely loved it. And if you missed out on parts 1 through 3, I highly recommend going back and listening to them. Next week, I'm bringing on an exciting guest to share her experiences on building a massively successful membership. So make sure that you hit subscribe, follow along so that you can listen to that episode.